diet, what was that thing
Hmm.
you craved, that thing that you wanted the most, that thing that,
You really want to know? You really want to know what that
yes,
was? Okay, so
yes.
as soon as I left, I went to Chanelo's and I got a cheese breadstick. I went to Bonchon's and got a 20-piece, was it, fried chicken wing. And I don't even eat like that. But because of the chicken breast, vegetables, the different foods that I had to eat or stay away from, lack thereof, yeah, I went ham on some food. Now, before we get started, I'm supposed to get started in May, and it's these things called 3-ingredient brownies. Have you heard of those?
No, I have not.
Insane. Insane. That's all I'm gonna
Yeah.
say. But I'm having to wean myself slowly off of those to prepare for this next show. So it's good. Chocolate
Yeah.
is everything.
I know
Yeah.
women, you love chocolate. I like sweets too. Actually,
Pizza, spaghetti, penny pasta, any pizza. Oh God, the cheese breadsticks with the dip it in the ranch sauce. Oh my God, so good.
now like I don't like ranch sauce. I dip it in the marinara, but I don't like ranch.
You,
Yeah, I don't like
you
ranch.
missing out. You
No, I'm
missing
not missing
out.
out on anything. I'm not missing out on anything. I'm not. I me. I like a nice burger, some fries. I love chicken.
Mhm.
Being from the South, we all love chicken. Like Dave Chappelle said.
Beans.
Remember that? Like we went to the restaurant and he said
Who
you
was
always say
it?
what you want, the chicken, and say
Uh-huh.
he said you black guy, he said you black folk are genetically predisposed to the chicken. But yeah,
Oh man,
that's just how it is sometimes. But yeah, food can be both a weapon and a tool for a bodybuilder.
that's true.
It's yeah, it's depending on what you take. I've known ladies who said, one lady, she told me for her first time she started doing bodybuilding, she was taking gelatos, and then one lady told me
Uh-huh.
that her first bodybuilding show she was drinking.
Uh-huh.
I know some things taste good, but it's not good for you, especially as you grow and
Yeah.
develop. Here, this is
Yeah.
from my main book says, Miss London, do you have any advice for someone who is aspiring bodybuilding in the wheelchair who has aspirations to enter and win both the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic and Mr. Olympia competitions? So that's if you know, the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic is one of the biggest shows in the IPB. Arnold, I'm a fan of Arnold, the Schwarzenegger and Arnold and getting the chopper and
Yeah.
Arnold,
Yeah.
Arnold.
Yeah. I met him in LA. He's a good guy. Yeah.
Mm,
Um. eh, So we were in LA on vacation, and we were on Venice Beach. And he's just riding his bike. I said, "Hey, is that Arnold Schwarzenegger?" He was like, "Yes." I was like, "Oh my God." So, I would say never. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. You know what I mean? You're gonna hear a lot of stuff. You're gonna hear a lot of people tell you you can't do this. And you can do anything you put your mind to. You know what I mean? You are the only person that can stop yourself, and that's it. So if you got it in your mind and you can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite quotes from my favorite. It's like from Rocky Balboa. It's not one of my favorite Rocky movies. I never watched it that much. When he's telling his son, says, life can beat you down, but it's not hard. You can give the hits. It's how hard you can take the hits and keep
Yeah,
moving forward.
yeah.
That's
Keep
how winning is
going.
done. Yeah, you got to keep
Keep
moving
going.
forward. Yeah.
Hmm.
This is for here from Brooke. He says, Miss London, I was wondering, are protein bars healthy? So you eat
I
protein bars? You like to see?
I never ate them. I never really ate them protein bars. I don't have a craving for them. Um, I mean, they're good for some people. They're probably not good for me because I have a lot of hips. So that's probably the last thing I should be eating.
Yeah, I think most. I think a lot of bodybuilders who eat it because they eat it for that extra kick, especially when they're working out.
Yeah.
Pre-workout is very popular. I know there's always they take a couple of scoops. I mean, one of legends, bodybuilder.
Yep.
Yeah, Lee Haney. I not Lee Haney. I think it was Ronnie Coleman said I think he took 3 scoops, and he's going,
Uh-huh.
yeah, buddy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's about what works for you in your process.
Uh-huh.
Healthy lifestyle. That's the thing. It's a healthy lifestyle change.
Uh-huh.
You're getting away from things, especially if you grow up in a certain type of family, like I did. I grew up in a big family. There was like counting my mother and my brother and sisters and my niece and nephew. At least
Uh-huh.
about eight of us living all
Oh,
together.
that's a lot.
Yeah. See, my parents were together for 55 years, but that 30
Oh.
that my father was living up in New Jersey because I quit my mother and to say this. My father was drunk and a fiend. My mother never liked me not one bit.
Oh,
But
oh,
after a while, me and him, we settled our differences. He was like I said, like any man, he had these demons, but he's been gone about 10 years, and we made
oh.
our peace before he passed. But I can understand.
Mm,
But
good.
it's tough being a woman in the sport. I know, people we see women with muscle. Yeah, people see women with muscles, like you like say you try to be a man, try to be like it's funny, and I've seen some women like yourself who are great physiques, a great look to them, very feminine,
Mhm.
but like I think societies just don't like the idea of women with muscle.
No, they don't, but that's okay. I don't care
Mhm.
what they think. I like the way those muscles feel. I like the way it's done naturally. I like the foods that I eat. Everything that we do in life is a choice. So you can either take that step or take that leap and work out consistently and eat right and have a great life, or you can do the opposite. You know what I mean? So muscles are where it's at.
Yeah, you gotta listen.
Or what I will say, muscles are where the happy is.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think a lot of people love their how their body develops, especially when they're working out. When they're in the
Yes.
gym, they're hitting that rack, and they want to push it like this. One more, and just you see you see the
Yep.
gains. You look in the mirror. You look at it and say, "Wow, my abs are coming in." You look at
Yeah.
your shoulders look come. Everything. It's about what you like about yourself,
Mhm. Yep.
and people
It's
got
a
to understand that.
confidence builder.
Yeah, and I think some people they want to tear people down with something that they don't understand or they don't have how the best way to say it, testicle fortitude to do what y'all do. You know,
Yes.
yeah, it's a lot of.
But you remember I said you got to love it, right? You
Hmm.
definitely have to love it in order to succeed in it. And that's with anything you do.
Yeah, yeah. Here goes. This is from a man. Brooke. He's a fan. It says no George Jabroni don't respect powerful women. Yeah,
Oh
that was.
man. Thank you
Yeah,
for
that's
that
it. So
compliment.
yeah, thank you for the shout out to my man Brooke. And like I said, yeah, like I said, when I do this content, I really got to learn stuff about, especially I was just a fan of, of bodybuilding, but also I was a fan of the women too. And I remember this was a long time ago. I remember I used to go on these. When I had a computer. We used to go on. I used to go on these chat rooms. And back
Uh-huh.
in the day when we didn't have the we had dial up, and so I had to wait till mom was asleep like about 10 o'clock because of it. it you know how it is because if you had it on during the day, she said, "Who got that phone on?" Anything after
Yeah.
10 o'clock, you better be in bed or in jail. So,
Yeah, you got to be an
I go,
80s baby for sure.
yeah, I was born 74. So, yeah, I was grew up in the 80s
Okay,
and
you
90s.
close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And, and I go to chat. I remember going to chat rooms. The guy said, "Hey, guys talking to me, say, man, you fan of bodybuilding?" I say, "Yeah, women bodybuilding too." Yeah, I say, "Well, the smoke saying, say, when you ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard." And, it's about what you like. You have to be passionate about the sport. And so,
Hmm.
again, there's so much money into it. I mean,
Is there
it's
really?
yeah, because think about it, the cost of your suits, travel, everything goes into it. But then,
Hmm.
other than maybe just winning a trophy or getting your pro card, that's the reward for it.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, that's when it starts to go up. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to start with the big dogs. You got to be able to be
Hmm.
competitive. I mean, like I said, I mostly focus a lot on like organizations like the NPC and IFBB, but I've interviewed ladies in PCA, a couple ladies in OCB. I'm really learning that there's so different factors compared to these other organizations.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I said, I was telling Kelly, hey, she has a great physique, and and I say, hey, one of these days, like you can pull it right here. This is a. I went to Kelly's.
Oh my God. Yes, Kelly.
Had I
Kelly,
mean, we
that
started.
look, that was all Kelly's doing. Look at those before and afters. But her just in general, she's amazing.
Yeah, I
Look at
keep
her
like.
body. Look at her
Yeah,
legs.
yeah.
Look
I
at
tell her
this. This one to the right. Go
right here, the
down.
blue.
No, go down.
Go down here.
Uh, Stop right there and go to the right.
Oh, go to the right.
Other one.
Wait a minute.
Well, there's a good picture of her. Yeah, there's a good picture of her leg
This one
right
right
there.
here.
But look at her legs.
Yeah, I tell her she has potential. She can do. The
She
NPC.
does.
Yeah, NPC and IFB is trying to promote natural bodybuilding too, and she would do pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
know
tell
she
her.
would. I know she
Yeah,
would. She's good.
yeah. She has a great body. She has a great physique. I think she has. She has that great amount of femininity they like to see. and and her condition is pretty good. I think she said one time she was thinking about checking out one of the shows. But like I said, it's about you got to be able to get your get your guts up and go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can't
you
be
got
yeah,
to.
yeah. You got to take a chance. You never know. She might have a good future. She wants to stay in the NPC.
It's no might. She does. She has an amazing future ahead of her for that. She's a beast.
Yes, please. So, folks, we're not gonna hold her much too much longer. We appreciate time. I know she's a busy lady. She got things she got to do. Are you sponsored right now?
No,
No, so no sponsorship. So I think
no.
with growing popular in natural bodybuilding, I think you could be a good, smoke model for it. I mean, sponsorship does help because it
Okay.
helps in money and helps in if you want to do a show, they can probably cover your costs. But I know one thing, London, there'll be guy like, hey, London. I seen your pictures. You remind me of Storm. You want to be my ex-woman? No, no,
Oh
no, no, no,
man.
guys, no, guys, no,
Yeah.
no. Stop that, stop that. Say, Miss Carter, we have a plan for you.
What's the
We,
plan?
we want you to be a representative of our product. You have a great look
Okay.
to you. Also, we respect your military service. So I think you will be a good spokesperson for our product. So if you're interested in it, if you have, put up the paperwork and everything put together, and you want to check it
Mm.
out and see if it works for you, then let us know. And whatever you need from us, we will support you as an athlete. And
Okay.
that's what I think a lot of you ladies need. I mean, even if you look over here, like in other organizations where the men always gonna make more money because the men divisions are more of the excuse my language, that's what they are, the bottom bitch of certain organizations. They bring in
Uh-huh.
promoters like that. But you
Uh-huh.
women, y'all put in much time, much work. I think you should just get as just as much reward as they do. But like I said
Well,
again, society's always
you
gonna
never lied about that. You never lied about that. I will say that, you know, women are so I want to say underappreciated. Can I say that?
yeah, you can say that.
What? Oh no, 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 no. We just first of all, we sell ourselves short, and we just don't get the credit that we deserve. Um, but you never lied about that. It's it's uh it's a wonderful sport that women sometimes wish they had the upper hand in, and it's not that we can't get there. It's just it's a little bit harder to get there, and
Hmm.
so you know.
Yeah, I understand because the fact is, especially is one thing some women try to do. I don't, like I saw false women they use sex to sell because that's women y'all are
You think so?
yeah because the fact is women you think about it other than maybe gay stuff most times women make more money in the sexual end of certain things especially bodybuilding is very fetish if you know anybody like I do a lot of content on this a lot of ladies that do OnlyFans and other stuff that kind of help
Mm-mm.
circumvent their prices I know some
Mm.
guys like it I looked at it every now and then I'm not gonna lie but it's about where you want to go as an athlete if you don't want to do that that's what you just don't have to do but like I said
I don't think I would ever do like OnlyFans. Like I don't feel like I have to sell sex in order, and I'm not that. So I'm not that girl that wants the attention. You know what I mean? In that way, I don't want to use my body. I want to use my body for art, which is what this whole bodybuilding thing is. But I don't want to use it for the purpose of sex, though. You know what I mean? I don't
yeah,
have to.
yeah. I think yeah, you ladies, your body's like almost you're like your own architect. When you build
Yeah,
your body,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
bring out a great product, you put out a great building. You bring something that really just draws attention to people. I mean,
You're
you're good.
absolutely right.
Yeah, and like I said, you gotta respect your passion, commitment to the sport. Because like I said,
Uh
there's a lot
huh.
of sacrifice you gotta make. I know there's times where you go to family functions, you can't eat what's there. You have to follow your diet plan that your coach
Mhm.
or it's not set up for you. There's times where I know you work there in the hair salon. The girl say, "Hey, girl, we go to the bar. We're gonna go drink it up." Say, "Nah, I gotta go to bed. I gotta get ready. You gotta go with set. You gotta work out in the morning." It's a lot of
George, you're
sacrifice.
right.
Yeah,
George, you're absolutely right. You're gonna
yeah.
get
It's a
into it,
lot of
right? You're not just gonna be the guy that's standing in the. So he has the best job in the world. He gets to stand in the. Where did we meet? Where did we meet? You were in
Well,
the you were
what?
in the room that we were getting ready in before we went on stage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, we
Was
never
that
met in person.
okay?
We never
You
met in
have a
person.
twin then. Okay.
That's
Okay.
that's that's true. I actually I was one time I was like
You
right
have
right
a twin.
here.
Did somebody say you look like him? You look like someone?
Where I look right here, I know somebody that somebody look. Here's the thing: I don't know. My family's kind of I don't know. I run to people every now and then and say you look like somebody, and then
Everybody's got a twin.
yeah, maybe it might be like remember in slavery a lot of us was moved around a lot, so it might be a relative. I know when I have people go as far as maybe Virginia. I think uh I think maybe I know I have family in my father was living in Jersey, but he never I have a sister there, but she's half.
So you have family up
Um
north too. Okay.
yeah, I got family enough. I had an aunt that lived in Philadelphia. Uh
Okay. So like I said, it's a huge world, and I think that we can, I think women are going to do well in it if we stick with it.
yeah. We got here from a man from Man Brook says, George, is it me or does Miss London look